TikTok is well known for having questionable challenges that have ended in complete chaos. From people being hospitalized, receiving jail time and charges, to fatal disasters, these are just a few examples of TikTok challenges that have ended poorly. Let's start off with the Stranger Bucket Challenge. This seemed innocent at first compared to the other challenges in the video, but there was one specific recent case where it led to a woman being hospitalized. The challenge involves putting a bucket over someone's head and then running away from them. The whole purpose was just to get a funny reaction out of someone, as they would be confused on what just happened. Just recently on March 26, 2023, 4 teenage boys pulled this prank on a woman named Lana Monahan. Even though no one should be a victim of these so-called pranks, Mrs. Monahan was already going through a lot. For a bit of context, she is a 30-year cancer survivor who recently became a mother to twin boys. On top of this, she suffers from epilepsy. During the time of the prank, she was shopping at her local Target. It was when she was browsing for baby supplies, the 4 teenage boys would record themselves pulling a laundry hamper, as described by the woman, over her head. She explained that she panicked and screamed for help while attempting to remove the object, which eventually triggered an epileptic event that caused her to lose consciousness. Just seconds before passing out, she explained that she saw all 4 boys filming her, which she assumed to be some sort of a prank or something for TikTok. When the boys ran away, numerous customers noticed her on the ground, and they quickly notified the store manager. When taken to the medical center, the doctors explained that her shock from the prank triggered a serious heart issue, but thankfully she managed to survive that day. But as stated, the stunt left her dealing with psychological and physical problems. The Tustin Police Department have come forward and released a statement by saying that they do have the security camera footage of the 4 boys and are going to investigate it as an assault and battery on another person because, well, that's what it is. As of now, the 4 boys still haven't been identified, but the woman has explained that she will be pressing charges on them. And of course, on top of this, some people online are on the boys' side. They're basically saying that they felt bad for them since they're young and that they shouldn't be charged for doing this. And it all goes back to them being kids and they're young and they make stupid mistakes. People who believe in this idea are the same ones who be worshipping the saying, "It's just a prank, bro." Look, when you mess with people in public, expect consequences. These people you're using for entertainment also have things going on in their life, and you never know, they could be struggling with something behind the scenes. As we go further into the video, you're gonna see even more cases that make you question reality, and chances are, you're going to be saying why a bunch of times, so just be prepared for that. Moving along, we have the Trouble Bubble Gum Challenge, which asks participants if they have what it takes to blow just one bubble. Now, this doesn't seem to be such a difficult task until you realize what type of gum is being used. Trouble Bubble is the name of the brand and has been deemed controversial for the past several years. Looking at the ingredients, it contains Red 3, which is food dye and has been linked to numerous health issues. But what made the brand even more noticeable, once again for the bad reasons, was that it contained the same ingredients that's used in pepper spray. On top of this, the gum advertises that it contains 16 million Scoville heat units. In comparison, the world's hottest known pepper is a Carolina Reaper, which is about 2.2 million Scoville. So you can only imagine how hot this would be. Now with every challenge, some people like to take on the extreme. And so when this became viral, it made headlines. For the wrong reason. Just recently, 10 kids from Orange, Massachusetts were hospitalized from the spicy gum after they had a reaction to it. Police issued a warning to those who have used the gum, as they should be treated for extensive exposure. With that being said, things would only get worse when another viral challenge gained attention, known as the Blackout Challenge. This challenge was known before TikTok was even created, usually going by the names of the Choking Game or the Pass Out Challenge. This challenge is disturbing enough with the sole purpose of seeing how long you can hold your breath or choke yourself to the point of blacking out or temporary unconsciousness. This challenge became mainstream in 2021 on TikTok under the hashtag Blackout Challenge. Numerous people, specifically minors, would do this challenge for, well, social media points. There have been numerous cases where kids have had their lives shortened after attempting the challenge. The most well-known case was in February 2021, when a 9-year-old girl named Ariane Arroyo was playing with her 5-year-old brother in their room. At the time, both their parents were away from the scene, with their mother at a Bible studies class and their father in his workshop in the basement. The 5-year-old boy watched Ariane climb atop a toy chest, wrap a metal dog leash around her neck, and hook the buckle to the wardrobe door hinge. When the father heard the boy screaming, he quickly rushed to their room. When arriving, he saw Ariane on the ground, unconscious, and when he asked the boy what happened, he explained that they were playing a game, like they saw on TikTok. And TikTok wasn't aware of what happened until a couple months after the incident. But strangely enough, they knew that minors were still committing these challenges on the app. And I can't even wrap my head around that. They knew kids were doing this, but they did nothing. TikTok then explained that they have removed 41 million accounts of underage children on the app for the first half of 2022. But with a rapidly growing amount of users, it's become an endless task. Just months after the first incident, 2 other young girls named Antonella Sincamero and Lalani Walton became victims of the challenge. At this point, people had enough and lawsuits started flying out. In July 2020, lawsuits surrounding Lalani Walton and Ariane Arroyo were filed. Both lawsuits claimed wrongful deaths and pointed out that TikTok's algorithm made the Blackout challenge videos appear on the girls' For You pages. In the end, TikTok ended up removing the Blackout challenge from the platform, but things didn't end there. Another lawsuit took place in October 2022 for 10-year-old victim Nyla Anderson. Ultimately, they were dismissed from the lawsuit, as it was explained that they were protected by Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which protects internet platforms from being held liable for content posted by third-party users. Fads on TikTok have shown that even though they don't last long, the impact it leaves can be fatal, which leads us to the Benadryl challenge. It involved teens ingesting an unsafe amount of Benadryl in order to get high. What made this such a problem was how easy it was for anyone to receive the over-the-counter drug. Benadryl is commonly used to relieve symptoms of hay fever, allergies, the common cold, and itchy skin. According to the Benadryl website, for ages 12 and up, they recommended a dosage between 25 to 50 milligrams, to only take 1 tablet or capsule every 4 to 6 hours, and to not take the medicine more than 6 times under 24 hours. Now guess how much these kids were taking? Upwards of 12 tablets at once. Not to mention, there's a whole ton of negative side effects when taking excessive amounts. Unfortunately, a 15-year-old girl from Oklahoma named Chloe Phillips died to taking a fatal amount. In order to prevent others from participating in the trend, both the FDA and Johnson & Johnson, the makers of Benadryl, issued warnings about the challenges, basically stating how no one should be attempting to do this, and showcasing the negative and possibly fatal effects. But even with all the warning signs, that doesn't stop people from doing things they know are fatal. A great example of this is the Skullbreaker challenge. This one involved 3 people, in which they would all stand side by side. The person in the middle would jump in the air, and the 2 people on the side would kick their feet out from under them. Now obviously, this resulted in serious injuries, as head injuries were the most common. In New Jersey, 2 Cherry Mill middle schoolers were charged with 3rd-degree aggravated assault and 3rd-degree endangering an injured victim for giving a classmate a concussion. The endangering an injured victim charge came from when the 2 boys left the area when their classmate was clearly injured. The victim, who was just 13, suffered a seizure at the scene and was quickly rushed to the hospital. The boy thankfully recovered, but during the recovery stage, he dealt with major headaches that made the recovery phase even longer. Despite some lucky victims managing to survive incidents that weren't their fault, this can't be said to those who were involved with the notorious Kia challenge. The Kia challenge is a trend linked to essentially stealing a Kia and posting it on the internet. For whatever reason. People on TikTok were making tutorial videos on how you could use a USB on a naked key slot on Kia and Hyundai cars to successfully hotwire them. They were basically able to do this because some models of the car didn't come with immobilizers, and if you don't know what that is, they are electric security parts in the engine control unit that prevents vehicles from starting without a key. Because of this, it was extremely easy for TikTokers to hijack the cars, and when they figured it out, they went crazy. Just to show how easy it was, here's a quick clip of someone doing it.
With these Hyundais and these Kias is, they peel your steering column, they literally put a phone charger in here, like that, and it overrides the chip in the key. And watch this shit. Ready? Okay, that gave me ACC. Ready? Fire in the hole.
On top of this, those who stole the cars recorded themselves driving dangerously on roads, just in case what they were doing wasn't bad enough. Some people took it too far with the dangerous driving, and it led to their deaths. In October 2022, 6 people between the ages of 14 and 19 were speeding on a highway in a stolen Kia. 4 of the 6 passengers were ejected from the car, and sadly, 4 of them died at the scene, while the other one survived while in the hospital. The driver who was still in the car also survived, but dealt with serious legal trouble. The 16-year-old driver was charged with criminal possession of stolen property and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Things were not done there, however. A class action lawsuit was filed against both companies to seek monetary damages from the automaker and a nationwide recall. Because of this, Hyundai introduced a free anti-theft software patch for some models of the vehicles. And by June 2023, all remaining eligible vehicles will have a patch that can be installed at any Hyundai dealership. For those models that were unable to upgrade, they will get steering wheel locks instead. Regarding Kia, they have stated that 2022 model years and up now come with immobilizers installed. Since the major backlash TikTok has received about the Kia challenge, the hashtag and all videos associated with it have been removed from the platform.